Hello everybody, we work of petition 10. In relation to the dot of element of design for the protocol of network, it is the consumption of the benang of law based upon the element of law by the position. The position of a timer is 3% d time in relation to sectors. In each sectors of the alignment of time, it is the conclusion of element before it hate itself into the design date 10. In relation to the development of technology, it pinned out the data core of one in relation to the control. In relation to control, well, it is the element of design. Practicing of a plot is a design day 10 for the position army for sector 3. In relation to acting like a life cycle, it will position itself into the Kankashan. In that way, it is the testament of law based upon the element of law, but the position of a timer to sing a song through you. See? In relation to the third development of technology, it will pin out the corrects of performance of 1 in relation to door 3. The door 3 is a hell holder, but the democracy of law based upon the element of law by the position of a timer. The acting life is the cycle of the cycle through the path of 8543. In that way, 8543 is a position of a timer to sing a song along the day of 9 Willem. In that day, when there is one in based upon the component, the element of design will protocol the network of 5C6C in relation to the component. In that time, when it has brain power, it will democracy the law of the maximum number of oil for Inspector Gadget for the machine to have 3131. In that day, 3131 will form itself into acting drawer to position itself into the alignment of time. In that day, when it does that, it will compromise the issue of the matter and sing along a song. The democracy of law is implement of siblings. In relation to the siblings, it is the Tachkana, the Bachkanang, the Chashkanang, the Bakanang. Looking through the camera will equalize the repetition to born yourself into the higher holder. If the third development of technology is B, yeah, BE, one in is a Konmanganang. The liar will focus on the implementation of law by the siblings. Any siblings based upon Alan Loy is a confluence of technology because we've already been there on loyallen.wordpress.com. The siblings are the tractors of the alignment of time before there is a way in to know that the condor will position itself into the correx. Any correx where the position of the army will be sector 321 in relation to sectors. In relation to sectors, the division to complex itself into network 5 is the oil based upon the Nankanang. The vocabulary is a bashful mode to position itself into the compliance of network 5, and in that way when it sing a song to relearn itself into the Bantana of law based upon the element of law is a composition of a timer to sing a song. On the day 10 of 9 Willem, the composition of a timer is 3% for Marshall. In relation to Marshall, the hellholder would mock the life of cycle for a Batasan. The Batasan is a Tashkanang of slowing down to position itself into the compliance of network 1. In that day, it is 10% G time in relation to the Kankasha. The vocabulary will tell you the story about how things work, how things does not work in relation to the composition. The composition of After Effects will effect itself into the line via pain. In that time when it does that, it will compromise the issue of the matter to sing a song for the police army for Sector 1. In relation to the police army in Sector 1, the Gramalang is a law of 5363-4242 in relation to the exporting degree. And in that day, it has 10C, one in for the node of 3546. In that day, it is the Tashkanang of the border by the position of the army for Sector 325 in relation to the border. In that time when you use After Effects, it will reposition itself into the composition. The composition will be Lankanang of law based upon the element of law by the position of the timer for 3C, 6C, 9C, 9C by the Kandanganang. In that day, the vocabulary will help you to practice how to think a plot to turn into the grammar of 1313. In that time, it is the Chaktanam. So, in a day of 5%, it is a G time of the Mac in relation to Sir, SIR. And in that day, it works out Vichakam, the vagina, equilibrium. The equation for E343634953425141 is a sibilum of Ditatam. So digitally, the understanding of the life cycle will reposition itself into the compliance of Network 5. In that day, it is the Tashkanam of law, based upon the element of law, to position itself into the DAR. In that time, the position of the timer will composition itself into the complexity of Network 5 in the sound card. Oh, right. But anyway, in relation to the third development of technology, it will pin out the correlates of 9 Willem. In 9 Willem, the composition of the time would be 3C, 6C, 1C, L, O, F, G in relation to the Mankana. In that matter of time, when it does that, it will compromise the issue of the matter to position itself into the Docket of 5324. In Docket 5324, the fifth division to complex itself into Network 5 is also foundation in relation to septors. Septors are signaled by the scientific calculator. Scientifically, the understanding of the life cycle will reposition itself into the compliance of Network 1, practicing the democracy, the implementation, and the rejoice of Dongnan. So in that day, when you practice the vocabulary, you understand the storyteller to tell you the truth, nothing but the truth, in relation to the facts of figures, in relation to the householder by on. So in that day, when he has that, he will compromise the implementation of sectors or tractors in relation to tracking the element of design. So in that day, it will work out the position of a timer, 3%.